We're back, and this is my entire fragrance collection. Today, we're gonna be going through and speed rating them. I'll be giving my rating. They're gonna be very specific, by the way, like 1.1 out of 10. Like, we're gonna go decimals here. We're gonna start in the front row, work our way to the back. Louis Vuitton, City of Stars. I think Louis Vuitton City of Stars for me is an easy 8.2 out of 10. Louis Vuitton Imagination is a solid 9.8 out of 10 for me. Nothing else really to be said. One of the most versatile and best Louis Vuitton scents that there is. Pacific Chill, it's gonna get my first 10 out of 10. Fruity, minty, smells like you're drinking a mojito in the Bahamas. Fantastic stuff. Parfums de Marly Layton. Parfums de Marly Layton for me is gonna get a solid 8 out of 10. Versatility Machine, very good vanilla scent. Parfums de Marly Alter for me is gonna get a solid 9.6 out of 10. One of the best orange blossom gourmand fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. Parfums de Marly Sedley for me is gonna get a solid 8.4 out of 10. Spearmint in this is what really makes it. Really fresh, citrusy scent. Fantastic stuff from Parfums de Marly. Just wish it lasted a little longer. Xerjoff Naxos for me is gonna get a 9 out of 10. Combines every single note perfectly. It's very unique. Longevity Machine. Very good stuff from Xerjoff. Xerjoff Torino 21 is gonna get a solid 9 out of 10 as well. The mint in this one is what really makes it shine. Ocean Noir by Michael Malal for me is gonna get a 8.5 out of 10. I said this before, takes Bleu de Chanel, makes it less spicy, tones it down a little bit, replaces that spiciness note with a coconut note. That's Ocean Noir for you. Fantastic stuff. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mer Les Parfums is going to get a solid 8.3 out of 10 for me. Powdery, I think it's Iris, maybe lavender. Iris or lavender scent. It gives off a little bit of the barbershop vibe that the original Le Male does, but more of a winter scent for sure. Fantastic stuff from JPG. Stronger With You Intensely is going to get an 8.6 out of 10 for me. Not quite a gourmand fragrance, but a very, very, very well done winter scent. I'd say it's right on the border of being a gourmand fragrance. But man, Armani did his thing with this one. Zara The Most Wanted Intense EDP. I'm gonna give you an 8.4 out of 10. I see Stronger With You in the Most Wanted Intense compared quite a bit. My opinion, Stronger With You is the better fragrance, but not to say that this is bad. Valentino Coral Fantasy. I'm gonna go ahead and give you an 8.6 out of 10. My opinion, the best Valentino. Leans more every day. I guess more summery every day. Burberry Hero Parfum might be a hot take. I'm gonna give Burberry Hero Parfum an 8.6 out of 10. This is the type of fragrance that you would wear to a business meeting. Just smell very professional. You smell very elegant. It smells like old money. Paco Rabanne 1 Million Royal. I'm gonna give you an 8.1 out of 10. With this, I just smell Altair just without the orange blossom note. It's just very sweet. It's not bad, but I never really found myself wearing this or like reaching for this. Moving on to the back row. These are my cheaper guys, my dupes, you could say. I'm not gonna be ranking them as dupes. I'm just gonna be ranking them as everyday fragrances. Quiet El Farsan gets a 6.5 out of 10 for me. To me, this just smells like spicy pineapples, longevity, and performance. It's okay. Don't know if I'd really find anybody that wants to smell like a spicy pineapple. However, 20 bucks, really good value. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, 7.5 out of 10. It's not bad, it's not good, it's not great, it's not terrible. It's kind of just right there, fresh, citrusy, right out of the shower. You can throw this on whenever. Not gonna pull you too many compliments, but you're not gonna be smelling terrible. Lattafa Kama for me is gonna get an 8.4 out of 10. Smell on this, absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Longevity, fan-freaking-tastic. You could charge $150 for this, and I guarantee you people would still buy it and not even bat an eye. Paris Corner, Yves Quatre, 7 out of 10. Smell is a 8.8 out of 10, but 2 to 3 hours of performance is going to give you a 7. This is an afternoon swim dupe. Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum dupe of Creed Aventus. I'm going to give this one a 7.8 out of 10. Because I've recently smelled Creed Aventus today, matter of fact. This gets it to the average nose. I'd say it's about 90% similar, but it's just too synthetic for me. But what's gonna salvage that rating is definitely the performance. This is on par, if not outperforming, the original Creed Aventus. Rihan Elixir, you're getting a 7.9 out of 10. I get about 6 hours of performance on this guy, but the smell is 95% similar to JPG Le Male Elixir. Maison Alhambra Jean Louis Mortel, a dupe of Louis Vuitton L'Immensité. I'm gonna give you an 8.5 out of 10. Smell is almost dead on. In fact, I might prefer this scent to L'Immensité. L'Immensité gets you about 7 hours to ever take on skin. This guy will get you about 5 to 6. It's a more gingery version of L'Immensité, and I personally prefer that. Game of Spades Wild Card by Jo Milano, dupe of Bond Number 9 Lafayette Street, is gonna get a 9 out of 10. Blind bought this, one of the most successful blind buys I've ever had in my life. 99% similar to Lafayette Street with a solid 6 to 7 hours of longevity and really really solid performance. This will run you about $60. Definitely recommend it. Banana Republic number 78 Vintage Green is going to get a 7.4 out of 10. This lasts 2 hours on skin, no exaggeration. The smell, it's like if you put green tea and nature into a bottle. That's this fragrance. That 2-hour performance drags it down for me. Game of Spades Full House by Joe Milano, dupe of Louis Vuitton Imagination. I'm going to give this guy an 8.5 out of 10. The smell I would describe as a less heavy on the tea version of Imagination. However, in the opening, I think they smell nearly 1-to-1. Throughout the duration, more heavy on the citrus. The performance is not very good. I get about 5 to 6 hours with this from what I remember. So we're going to have to throw it down to like an 8.5. Nautica Voyage for me, man. Biggest dent that I have, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give Nautica Voyage a 6.5 out of 10. This will literally last you about an hour to 2 hours on skin, and it just smells like salty cucumbers. This was my first cologne, so I love it for that. That might be about it. Rasasi Hawass Ice for me is gonna get an 8.9 out of 10. The smell on this is just a better version of the original Rasasi Hawass. You get 8 hours out of this thing almost easily. The original Hawass, I'd probably give like a 7.9 out of 10, but this is not the original Hawass. This is so much better than the original Hawass. Fantastic stuff from Masasi. The Spider-Man EDT is gonna get an 11 out of 10 for me. I don't think I have to explain myself. And Lattafa Kamrakawa is gonna get a 9 out of 10. The performance is the exact same as the original Kamra. It just adds a coffee note, and trust me, that coffee note makes all the difference. Smell, better than Kamra. Performance, on par. Absolutely recommend it for the winter time. But that's it. You guys agree? Do you disagree? Drop it in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.